Florence, I do want to know what your first impression was when you were approached to play Amy and you hadn't read the full script, because I don't think many folks out there, or not many that I've spoken to at least, say Amy was my favorite character from the source material. But what you two have done with this role in this film is nothing short of exceptional. So I'm curious, what was your first impression when that was the March sister that you were going for?
I mean, everything about Amy is totally delicious, and even in the book, I've always appreciated naughty characters, and what Greta gave to Amy in this version was just so exciting. And I think something that I've always thought quite amazing about this particular script is take away the book and take away this being something that everybody's grown up with. In terms of the characters and what we as actors get to do going from young to old is so exciting. And then also, for me, I got to help persuade everybody that Amy is actually pretty amazing, and she's this incredibly intelligent girl who didn't just burn the book and end up with the guy. And that's scary, because everybody hates her already, but so thrilling, because we had an opportunity to give her something more, and that was, I mean, bliss.
What were the pros and cons of going straight from Midsommar to shooting Little Women?
I went from a nightmare to like very quaint white heaven. Like there was snow when I arrived. It was completely polar opposite. The pros and cons. Midsummer, I went through emotional distress every single day of the shoot, which was great. And then I came, and I've said this over and over again, and I think Amy was my total therapy that I needed during the shoot. They were completely opposite, but I got to be a child, and there is nothing more freeing and wonderful than being her in her young element. And actually, all of the scenes when we were kids, there was this certain energy of just letting go, and you never get to let go, really. And I think that was the set that Greta gave us, and the actors that we were with. It was like we were going back in time every single day. So yeah, I really did have all the therapy that I needed on Little Women.
What is the barometer for both of you as far as playing these characters at an older age, but also so young? In particular, Amy, how do you make sure that when you're doing something like that, it's not necessarily overly childish, but feels true to the adult version of the character?
I think, sorry, before you say, the scariest thing was that I knew I was a 23-year-old pretending to be a 13-year-old, and knowing that I had a woman's body. So for me, the moment when I could relax was when I actually saw how young we could make me, and with the fringe, and with being bound and wearing all the child corsets and everything that would really shrink me into a child. But before that, it was quite scary. You don't know how big or how little you're being, and then of course you just completely trust your director to tell you otherwise.
Nailed it.
And one thing I want to say about Florence, one thing about, she had to choose, we thought, between Midsummer and this movie. And Greta wouldn't give up. Because she had kind of committed to Midsummer before Little Women, or they were in, that was in play. And Greta was like, she's it, that's it. And she would not give up, and the producer made it happen with the schedules. And I think that's an important part of a successful director. They know what they want and they go after it.